waiting for the day your father die and then just give it back to you. I don't get it. And it makes so much sense with our people that you are selling assets for a burial. For somebody that is not dead, though, and then the only asset you a living person has is to sell it, to go and show off in your village that you have arrived. We have to change it. You agree?
Yes.
We have to change it. These are wrong mindset. And I don't care what culture. Some of them will tell me it's because you are Yoruba. It's not about the culture. It's not about the culture. There are certain things that are not helpful. Dr. Cosmo always tells me, they always tell me this, I'm stingy. I don't care. I know I'm helping people. If you come to me, he said, I've raised minimum 50 billionaires in Nigeria. That was the one that gave them, because they asked for money for business, not money for burial. And that's an Igbo. So don't tell me, and that's somebody who should have more shame. Who knows what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I mean, he's not just, he's rich and they know he has the money. But he doesn't indulge in all those things. So I tell them, if you have real business, and I'm sure the money is going to real business, right? After all, he gave, if I buy $300 million, I prove that from the bank. So I can support that. But to waste money in the name of you want to show off, no, count me out. And they all say, customer is stingy, that's your business. It's your opinion, you're entitled to it. But I know I've helped people. Are we learning here? Yes. Please, I hope we will take seriously what we are learning today. Are we going to take it seriously? Honor. Do you know one of the things I realized between rich and poor? The rich honors. The poor dishonor. The poor will do anything because of money, including insulting you, including burning bridges for money. The rich will rather let the money go and keep his cool. I'm telling you the honest truth. Even if you do anything, he will take you to court. It's between his lawyer and your lawyer and all of that. But he will not start dancing in the circus for money. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Yes. And we must understand that that is the language of the wealthy. I have built powerful relationships in my life by leveraging on this word honor. Right. I was told of somebody wanted me to come, tour his investment here in Canada, power. And I charge $30,000 for those kind of things, even to speak. Do I make exceptions? Yes, I do. Why? Why do I make exceptions? Honor. And I say honor. Because the connection you are saying is also to honor the person that I really know. I don't know that you get my point. So somebody I know call me and say, please, I need to do something for this person. I'm honoring that person, and then he's now benefiting, isn't it? That's right. So I remember saying, I said, was the person part of the volunteer team? They said no. I said, okay, tell the person to join. You guys, there's a team of volunteers, they came to pick me up from the airport. I said, tell him to join me from at the airport. You can join you guys coming to welcome me. In my mind, we can discuss it in the car. If I'm impressed, once I check into my hotel and settle down, I'll go and see what he's doing. Right? But him coming to welcome me, he has demonstrated honor. And it's worth me losing 20,000 grand. And I sow back the honor. Am I making sense to talk about? Only to be asking them. And in fact, I think he was even the only person I asked for. Where's this person? No, he said he's in the office and you should come and meet him. I said, that's dishonorable. I use my money, I book my flight, paid for my hotel, paid for venue, to come and add value to people in Canada. And you want to make that fame I have to push your business or to see whether there's partnership we can have and you don't think you should honor me? You see why we get poorer? Honor. Meanwhile, somebody else hosted me for a podcast, and I didn't answer that. Because he honored by showing up for a volunteer meeting. Are we learning at all? And these are things rich people are looking for. They will test you. So don't tell me, we're talking about billionaire habits, isn't it? Yes. You know, you must read these books. Please don't just buy it. Because you're not helping me. All the books I brought is not up to what I spent to be here. So is this not what we're trying to say? Read it. So that you can change your mindset. I can bet you that man didn't do it intentionally. It's just the way he saw it. Right? But I can assure you, you want the wealthy to respect you, honor them. How did I meet Grand Cardone? For the first time, I flew all the way from Nigeria. It cost me money. Went for his 2-day training. I paid money. It cost me over $10,000. I thought it was the one that would speak. Only to get there, he was not even among the speakers. So the second day, I came out to get some fresh air, and then saw him in his G-Wagon, you know, but he was making call. And then he had a bodyguard, just like he was standing there. So I walked in the middle, saw him here, and the bodyguard was there. And I walked up to the bodyguard and said, I'd like to say hello to Uncle G. Right? I didn't say Grand Cardone. You think white people don't like respect? You know, is that why I said hello to Uncle G? He said, oh, okay, he's on a call when you're done. And I could see that he was seeing me talking to the guy. When he's done, maybe you can come. I said, okay. So the reception was just that way. I said, okay, let me get some time to reception. As I entered the reception, because the window you could see outside, I saw another African-American couple. They didn't bother go meet the security guy. They did like they were just passing because it was a road. As soon as they passed the security guy, you know he was there. They said, Uncle G, what's on your phone? And the guy was still on call. No, reluctantly just out of 2 pictures. So when I came out again, before they were done, I came out, I still went straight to that security guy. He said, I like to say, so once they are done, you can approach. And then when they were done, I approached. I said, my name is like I came all the way from Nigeria. He opened his car, came down, took his phone, gave it to his vice president, and said, take our picture. You see the difference? He remained in the car for those other people. Just to manage the right. But I didn't even he used his own phone and forwarded it to me. That's how the relationship started. Honor. That little thing as understanding. Am I making sense with all that? That is a protocol here. There's a reason there's a security guy. That's right. And the guy is on a call. Right? Show some respect. And we trivialize these things, but they matter. I realized that I got richer the more I started honoring people. The more I learned to treat people better, talk better, respect better, right? Talk in a courteous way. Of course, as you know also, nobody also has a monopoly of rudeness. I hope you know. That's it. Because some people take it for granted. Because you are now respectful, you talk in the right, they think, you know, some of you follow me on social media, you have seen me give savage reply. I have monopoly. Humility is what? Power under control. You can do otherwise. I tell people I don't trust that you are humble until you are rich. You can't finance madness. Wives, are you listening to me? Don't believe your husband will marry second wife until he has money. I'm telling you the truth. Right? You know a person's true character, and vice versa. Then my wife is humble. I normally joke with my wife. I said, babe, when you're a millionaire in dollars, I believe this your humility is real. You have a very, very humble woman. My wife is so humble. Like she enters here, she'll be the one using camera, taking you, not believe she's not. Right? But humorously, I always tell her, I say, once you become a millionaire in dollars, I believe this is your humility. At this point, I'm still looking at this humility, whether it's real or not. Because it's easy to be humble when you're poor.
Yes, sir.
I hope you know what I'm talking about. It's easy. Because money is a magnifier.
Yeah.
Right? Poverty suppresses. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Poverty suppresses. Right? It suppresses. Why a lot of people in the Western world faithful to their wives, rich ones, they don't want to lose half of their money. Because they, now, they will even tell you, sometimes they joke about it. I don't want to lose half of my money. So, I obey my dad. Are we learning here? Yes. So, let's learn the power of what? Honor. So, the 7, as I give you an assignment for 7 people who are 20 times richer than you, who are based in Toronto. You want to be friends with them. What is the secret to access them? Honor them.
Honor.
Send them a gift. Do a letter. Detail how much respect you have for them. Right? Detail how much respect you have. Detail how you've studied who they are, what they do. Right? And you appreciate an opportunity to learn from them. And that this is a token of appreciation with the gift you are sending to them. We learning here?
Yes.
They don't need it though. I hope you know. Yes. But you see, it just tells them you are different. Because what the cross most rich people carry is that everybody wants something from them. Everybody wants to extort them. Everybody wants to ask. Everybody wants to get. Everybody wants to use them. Right? A guy used me recently and I almost felt like crying. True story. So in Nigeria, again, because of my disability, I realized I go do a talk with my mentees. They sell out their properties. Right? So this guy, subscribed for my mentorship. Then I went to one of his sites. There was so much pressure to go. Then I went. And then the place was so far, we had to spend the whole day. I remember when we were doing the one-on-one session, I said, he's struggling to sell the land. So I said, okay, if I like it, I'll buy maybe 5 to 10 hectares. And we agreed I was going to buy. As soon as I went to the site, of course, I trained his staff as well. They all started posting my picture, I visited their site. The last I said, before I knew it, he stopped picking my call. I felt so bad. Even if because of my visit you now sold out, it doesn't mean
destroying the relationship.
Don't use people and dump them. People will give you that feeling of, I've used you, I'm not sure I need you again. And unfortunately, he will still need me.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He will. He will. Right? He will. So don't use people. Am I making sense with you?
Yeah.
Don't use people. Some of us even do that. When people are going through tough time, you don't even reach out to them. You just move on and just dodge. That's the time you don't even want to take a picture of them. So that nobody will say you are moving with someone who is going through tough. Come on. Me, it's that tough time that I want to be there. To show you that you will rise again. I still had a session with a young man over an hour. And I told him, I said, I don't know you. It's because of your pastor. I'm having this conversation with you. I said, your Instagram that you block because you lost how much? 89 million. Go and unlock your Instagram. How do you bounce back if you are not visible? How? Right? We make mistakes. We lose money in business. But rise up again. Say, get back. Whatever idea you want to use to start back your business, let me know. But you are getting back home. Oh, he was almost in tears. Say, thank you. But that's what we do to our people. They are running through challenges. Everybody, and I don't know him. I only saw him once. I've had some experiences that were fake news that went viral, and I'll be reading comments and say, thank God it's fake news. Yeah. If this thing were to be real, see people who can't wait for me to fall. And you would see them with understanding. I knew it was going to fail. Well, I knew the guy, there's something about that Stephen Akita. I knew. And I love reading those. I would just be laughing. Say, see, man is not God. Somebody say, pretend once in a while like you fall and see who try to help you see. Don't assume everybody cares. Don't assume everybody loves you. Once in a while. In fact, some people used to do, they would spread fake news that they died just to see. Right. As you rise, you need to test people. Test before you trust.
Yes.
Test before you trust.
Yes.
Just be, oh no, I'm humble. And then anybody, not anybody. Food that are meant for children, don't give dogs.
Yes.
Jesus said it.
Yes.
I can't be holier than him.
Yes. Yes.
Abi? I'm quoting him. Food for children, don't give it to what? Dogs. Until people prove that they are children. You don't just give everything. No. Test. So that's one of the things we share in this book. How do you retain relationship with successful people? How do you attract wisdom in any nation, anywhere in the world? I don't care how rich people are. If you read this book and practice it, the richest person in Canada will be your friend in the next few years. Mark my word. I've practiced it. These are not. People I used to chase me now. Call me now. Using the principles in this book. Are we together? Yes. The last one that we take pictures, I signed and we take questions, right? Is multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. Nobody becomes wealthy with one source. Nobody. I don't care who you are. If you like work with Microsoft, work with Tesla. Nobody. If I tell you how many businesses Bill Gates has, you have no idea. Bill Gates. So to think Bill Gates rely on just Microsoft, you are joking. Even though Microsoft is a multi-billion corporation. Are we learning at all? So to rely on, I don't even care if you have a successful business. You must still look for multiple streams. Anything can happen. Some people were doing so well before COVID, and COVID wiped them out. True of us. Big businesses. Some restaurants never opened and they were the best. Right? So you must have multiple streams. Remember, I did not say multiple businesses. Don't get it twisted. Multiple streams of income. This is where we miss it. Because we then spread ourselves too thin. I'm selling food, I'm selling hair, I'm selling, which one?
Selling bags.
I'm selling bags, I'm also into transportation, I'm also into healthcare. No. Right? You can have one business, but multiple what? Streams of income. Multiple streams. What do we mean by streams? We mean passive income. What is a passive income?
The money that works for you. The money that works for you.
The money that works for you. Thank you. You must be thinking of multiple sources of money working for you. Now, the only way to overcome, to do this, first of all, cure your greed level. To think that you will do investment in dollars, and all the investments must give you 20% annual returns, 50% annual returns. It means you yourself is scammer. There are 3 levels to investment, and you must do business across the 3. There is what? High risk. This one is like gambling. right? Crypto is one of them. Forex is one of them. You know, all these hedge funds, all of that. If you are trading shares and all of that, and you are trading, active trader, you are here. High risk. Now, am I asking you not to do that? No. Do it. But only put 30% of your income or your investment money into this. Only 30%. Only what? 30%. Tell your neighbor, only 30%. Hear what now? Hear what? Only 30% I should be put here. Are we learning at all? Only 30%. And the second rule to high risk, once you make money from this, don't say it will continue to go up. Pull out 50% of your profit and put it into the next phase. Mid risk and low risk. So you spread them. You can put 25 here, 25 here. Are we learning at all? Yeah. So I decided to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or any coin, and it didn't move. I put in $5,000, right? And it moved to what? $10,000. What should I do? Remove 2,500. Am I making sense at all? And then the 7,500 increased again to what? To let's even say 15,000 because it's high risk, so it keeps going high. Isn't it? What is my profit there now? 10. So I remove another what? 5,000. I have another 10. I reinvest it. The 10 can go to 20. Are we learning at all? Yes. I remove another 7.5. What will happen over time is that even if the entire thing crash, what I will have pulled out that I put into this and this will probably be more than 100%. But the greed is usually, as the things start high, not only do you empty your account, empty all your, you go or borrow your friend's money. And say, I've figured out how we will blow, how we will hammer. And it's at that point you got everybody to give you their money, the entire thing. Who has been there? Someone's speaking from the spirit. I think I have enough people who has such experience here. We're learning, huh? So, very powerful principle. Very powerful principle. Only a fraction of 30% should go into high risk. So, you then have 35% here, and what? 35% here. And you almost do it. So, you carry around 35%, you put into mid, another 35% you put into low risk. If you live this kind of principle and lifestyle, in the next 10 years, you're a multi-millionaire. Guarantee. I don't care where you're starting from today. But it's the rule. All your investment money must be divided into three. I know somebody will say, but how about me that I don't even have any money at all to invest? Then you have a problem that is called mismanagement. You're currently mismanaging your life. How do I mean? You are biting more than you can chew. Are you aware? My first son, the day he was to resume school, the money I had is either I pay his school fees or I pay my staff salary. And I decided to pay the staff salary. Because if I don't pay the staff salary, the company shut down. Where will I get money to pay the next school fees? So my son stayed at home. Our neighbors will be asking my wife, what happens? We need him to grow more. You know, in our days, you have to touch. You have to touch your hair like this. Can I be honest with you? More people buy what they don't need to impress people that don't care. Today, there is no school in the world, no matter how expensive, that I can't afford. My children attend the most expensive school today. It's a phase. Are we learning at all? So the only reason you are telling me I don't have any money for investment at all. There are some things you overdoing. Maybe you can manage one car for now. Maybe you can rent a house for now. It's not compulsory you should do mortgage for now. And it does not mean the same you will not buy 3.3 acre house like I'm doing. I used to owe my landlady rent, and every morning she would sing, those kind of songs. But today, see what the Lord has done. Life is in phases. Life is in phases, men are in sizes. Leave your size pattern. I will say it again. The only reason you don't have investment budget is that if you mismanage your finances, if you mismanage it. Everybody can invest. There are some things you can remove. One of the secrets to this is start writing down what you spend in the last 30 days. Can you write that down? Assignment number 3 or 4. Where everything you spend money, you buy coffee, $5, write it down. You did this, write it down. Write it down. If you go through your bill, everybody hear this, one house, you see where the losses are. If you analyze, you see that maybe I'm buying too much coffee, right? Maybe I'm not making sense at all. Too much gas. How many cars do I have? How many insurance am I having to pay? And you'll be able to settle down and say, let's remove this for now. For now, we'll get back to it. But for now, let's remove this. And I promise you, a time will come that you can afford anything. Have you been impacted today? Yes. Come on, have you been impacted today?
Yes. Please, a beautiful round of applause. Let's celebrate a living legend in our midst. Can I hear you say, wow? Wow. Can you say it backwards? Wow.
Okay, so if you check what we have, we gave you some pamphlets just to show you some of what we're doing. So you also know that I'm not asking you to be an investor when I'm not an investor. These are massive projects we're doing. You can invest, you can scan the QR code to be able to read more about the opportunities. You can call the numbers, advertise. I would rather send a WhatsApp message or email. For the US, I put my personal WhatsApp number, I think. Okay. The one that I say WhatsApp on, you can chat me up there. Tell me your full name. That's my rule when you're chatting me up. And go straight to the point. Don't start with how are you? How are your children? How's your wife? You don't know them. Go straight to the name. And the reason why is not for arrogance. I tell you 1,000 messages average every day.
Wow.
So sometimes it even take me 3 days to get to some people. Right? So go straight to the point. Else, if it's too long, I won't even be able to attend to it. And I'm even thinking of giving it to my PA. It's distracting too much. These messages and so the books, if you're buying one book, it's $35. If you're buying up to 4 books, it's $30. And if you're buying up to 8 books, it's $25. Okay, that's what we're doing. And then feel free, I'm willing to sign it for you. If you look at the lady at the back, wave your hands to talk to her. She's ready to sell for you. Okay. Any question? I'm ready for your questions.
Question time is what? Answer time. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Territorians, please let's give it up for Dr. Stephen. This is the best place to ask questions. Please, when you come to the gathering of eagles, okay? There's a saying, they say when the storm begins to swell up, what happens? the egos become excited. This is the best place that you can ask questions and get the knowledge that can begin to fast track your life in the direction you want it. This is January. We're in January, like I was saying to somebody, His coming is actually divine.
Yeah.
Can I get a witness, somebody? Please, let's give it up for me. So this is the best place to ask questions. Don't leave this place and go and ask questions. Somebody that did not come here. The blind cannot leave the blind. There's something in life, there's something called crab effect. If you want to catch crabs, once you put your basket, if you catch the first crab, put it inside. Guess what? You don't need to cover it again. Just quickly catch another crab and put in. Catch it. It's called crab effect. You know what happens? When one person who wants to climb out, the other crab will do what? Pull it down. It's called crab effect. And it happens in life. Please, this is the best place to ask your questions where you will receive the right information. So who is ready to go first? All right.
Let's count all of them so that another person's question doesn't trigger.
Wow.
So raise your hand so we'll give you numbers.
Okay.
No,
Okay, let's. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, 11. All right.
Have you taken
12? 12. Okay. So 13. 14.
Okay.
All right. So number 1.
I should say 15.
15. Good.
But if somebody else asks your question, nobody asks again, right?
Yeah.
So we can leave on time.
Good morning, TSA.
Good morning.
Everybody. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us in Canada. I've followed you for quite some time, and I'm one of your ghost mentees. Ghost mentees. And I must say it's been such an amazing time, hearing you speak and seeing how productive you are. So I'm going to ask a question and chip in something as regards the multiple sources of income we talked about. So my question is, for somebody who is highly productive, like you or as you are, how do you manage your time and how do you balance family with it? How do you make sure your input to family is still what's supposed to be? And manage all of these amazing things God is using you to do. And like, so that's a question. The second thing I want to impute is, in the Bible, when you talk about multiple sources of income and when you talked about 7 years of famine in the Bible, 7 years of plenty. Just to chip in that one other strategy is having seven streams of income. Right? So the strategy for tackling 7 years of famine after 7 years of abundance is having 7 streams of income, just to chip into what TSC has said. So thank you so much, everyone.
Welcome. Okay, let's take the second one so we can take maybe 3 hands.
Number 2.
Take 3.
Good afternoon, everyone. So thank you so much, sir, for the talk. So it was an excellent teaching. So my question is about someone who wants to buy a house here in Canada. So many people buy a house to live in. And you said that maybe if they're just starting out, they should be looking for an investment. So what's a good investment for someone here who wants to buy a house? Should they buy one that they'll be living in but also renting out, maybe renting out the basement? And then that rental income will be used for their mortgage payments. Would that be one of the best ways to buy a house here? Thank you.
Thank you. That was a nice question. We'll take number 3. Okay.
I'm happy I'm here. I got to know him very recently when he employed one of my wards in Nigeria just some few days back. So I started getting some of your. I said, "Who is this guy?" And I said, "I must be here."
Who is the person?
Who is the person here?
No, I mean, who is the person that was there?
His name is Oladimeji Dada. So he he sent some of your slides and everything to me that I should get people, and I said, oh, this is incredible. Yes, I consider you have projects in United States, land banking, and so on and so forth. Canada is like 10 times, USA is 10 times the size of Canada in terms of population. But houses in Canada are very expensive. When you go to places like Niagara, a house of like about 851 million, across the border, that same house is 500. The bay in Canada is, houses are very expensive. To start with deposit and so on and so forth is crazy. That means the problem in Canada is not, it's about the supply. Because there are people that are having less supply. There's less supply of houses in Canada. With your graphs and everything, how can you replicate what you are doing in United States here by having more than enough supply of houses across board so that immigrants in Canada can have access to houses? Maybe community houses or apartments and so on and so forth. Or are you planning to do exactly what you are doing in the United States in Canada? I hope that is not a...
Okay,
Thank you very
Thank you very much. So I'll take the 3 questions. So balancing time and family. My argument is, I don't believe there is something as, balance. I believe there's something as what I call, there's a word I use, right? There's it's from, I think, adaptation. So what I do more is I adapt my family to what I do. Right? We're together, for example, for Christmas, for New Year. Sometimes I'm going for trainings, we go together. So I just get them involved in what I do. But the concept of I will stop one, right, for the other, I don't think it really works. Because it's the only way for mediocrity. If I work 16 hours a day, you can't meet me when you are doing 8 hours. That's one of the secrets of some of us. I work average of 16 hours a day. Right? I sleep average of 4 hours, 30 minutes to 5 hours max a day. Now, somebody that sleeps 8, 9, 10 hours, we can't end in the same place. Do you agree with me? So we must face the reality that you need to figure out a way to involve your family members in what you do. It's even what a lot of the whites do better. Their children get involved in what they are doing early. In little, you go to farm, your kids are with you in farm. So you integrate, I call it integration. So family integration with what you're doing is one of the best ways to carry them along and not feel guilty. The second thing is quality. Right? The time you then now have, make it quality. Make the experience something they will forever remember. Right? Go watch movies. Go do activities. We're together, in NASA, having experiences with them at NASA. Create memories, right, that will last long. But it's not about quantity. When you come to family and balancing all these things, quantity is not equal to quality. It's the quality of time as well as integrating your family members into what you do. I hope it makes sense. The only time I remember, and I'll never forget my dad, was an experience where we traveled from Maiduguri to Benue to Makurdi. I was probably maybe 7 years old, but still the only memorable experience I have with my family. And isn't that shocking? And my dad was an available father because his business had crumbled before I was born, so he was always at home. But that he was at home did not equal great memories. I don't know that you get my point. But the experience of traveling with him, all that was what made me, it's still the best memory I will tell you that I have of my biological father. I hope it makes sense. The second question, the answer is yes. I've mentored many people who we intentionally told them to buy single family units that is 2-story or is it 3 floors, right? And the goal is that they live on the first floor, they rent out the second floor, and then rent out the third floor. One of my mentee, what he was able to make, his mortgage is about $4,000, was able to charge $2,500 each. So he still has $1,000 extra, and his 2 tenants pay. Of course, he repartitioned the house. You know, most of these houses are wooden anyway, right? He repartitioned, and so that is still an asset. Bottom line, as long as the property can generate cash flow, it's an asset. However, make sure you're not breaking the law, because some cities have regulations around those things so that you don't end up running into trouble. But yes, that is a good move. Absolutely good move. Even now, my house in the US, my wife realized that women are more prudent. So you're not always in the US. She got somebody that can be putting on Airbnb when I'm not around. Every house should generate asset. Right? They're dropping a new 2025 Rolls Royce for me. When I'm not around, we'll rent out the Rolls Royce. There's no big deal to it. Don't be attached to things. Are we together now? Are you aware that it's people who don't have something that are attached to it the most? Right? Somebody will say private jet now is jumping up and down. Those who have private jet are not jumping about it. It's normal. True of us. And it's the love of money that is the root of evil, not money. Are we together now? And do you agree with that? Sometimes what you don't have, you love more. Come on, talk to me. Right? It's what you don't have. Once you have it, it becomes normal. Right? And there's no big deal to it. May God bless you with wealth.
Amen.
So replication of what we're doing in Canada, in US and Canada, we're open to it, but it's in you people's hands. Right? We're open to it. For me, when I do business, I'm always asking, do I have the right people? I've shared when we were talking earlier, right? People are more important than money. You can only scale projects when you have the right people. They are committed, they believe in the cause. Am I making sense at all? And that's what will help. So I'm open to we expanding to Canada in a big way. Okay, but I'm looking at the people I have. Okay, it's ultimately the people. When God wants to bless you, like I said, He will give you the gift of men. Yes. Okay, men that matter, quality, loyal, faithful, with depth and with connections. Right, that's the proof God. So as I travel all over the world, I'm looking for the gift of men. Once I notice we have the right set of people, I'm ready to jump in. Because my hands have been burnt. Right, many business. I still lost $1,000 in Dubai. Still had very bad experience, and it was traced to the Nigerian I worked with. Okay, so our eyes have seen. Even in the US, just that we don't announce some things until it becomes a testimony. Right, the first loss was almost 100,000. I bought a house, okay, how much you help me furnish it? Paid that $60,000. People came to my house and said, where's the $60,000 furniture? Because I felt it's a multi-million-dollar house. It needed to have an interior that reflected. So give back $60,000 cash. Right? In fact, some people argue that everything there is not up to $20,000. Still a Nigerian that I worked with. So some of us, I tell somebody, I said, you're a thousandaire because you lost thousands. You're a millionaire because you lost millions. You're a billionaire because you lost billions. That's just the honest truth. Never trust any successful man or woman that has not lost money and that does not have scars. Don't trust them. It's fake. It's fake. Are we together now? And these are things we are not teaching. So when you see people go through scars, what do we start doing? As though they are not real. Look at what Pastor Lukoya went through in UK and his name being damaged. But do you notice the ministry started expanding?
Yes.
Or you didn't notice?
Yes.
It's a phase.
Yes.
The bigger you get, the more some people will come after you and they will give you free marketing. You will get bigger and bigger. Only somebody who doesn't understand the flow of growth that will be saying, what's wrong with these people? Why is his name? It's normal. He says, baby, there's no smoke without fire. All those things are low-end talk. Are you aware at the top it's not good and evil anymore? Are you aware? It's no longer good and evil. At the highest level of leadership, it's not good and evil. It's not that easy. Right? It's between good and best. And evil and worse. Those are your choice. So, I'll give you an example. As a boss, the company is going through challenges. You started the company, no be so? You are confronted between downsizing 40%. Talk to me. Or you keep all the staff and what? The entire company collapse. Which one is good there now? Because 40% of 1,000 employees, still 400 families that will no longer have a source of income. You're still a bad man. There's no rightness there. Particularly for those 400 people. Right? You fired me. I lost my job. No more income. And he says CEO is empty. And then he's still flying around in private jets. He's all travel all over the world. You know that's how the person is seen. Okay? So it's unfortunate that the higher you rise is no longer good and evil. It's always two bad choices that you always be having. Or two good choices. But it's not that easy anymore. So it's low end of leadership. I mean, Jamie is the king of leadership. Am I correct? Let me ask my boss. I am correct. Okay. Please help me celebrate Jamie Paju. I've known him for
A round of applause, a round of applause, a round of applause.
He's a leadership consultant and all that. He's based here in Toronto. So please consult him if you have businesses and you need leadership. Yes.
Number 4.
Thank you so much. I want to say, Dr. Selina, that you are a blessing to our generation. I'm one of your mentees as well. I do follow you every time.
Your face is familiar.
Yes. And I can practically say that your lectures, your mentorship can be adopted in any business. I'm a life insurance agent, and I've used all I learned from you to scale my business. So I'm telling you today that what is teaching us can be used for any business. Thank you so much. So my question, I have 2 questions for you, Doctor. My first question is, how do you define success in your entrepreneurship journey? And the second question is, what are your biggest strengths as an entrepreneur, and how do you leverage them? Thank you.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen. I really appreciate the opportunity for you being in Canada. I followed you for years back. Father, I invested in White House Atom. That was when I was following you. You were into digital marketing and all those things. I really appreciate you because I saw a different breed of an African who is very transparent and share truth for free. That was what really caught my attention. So thank you for being in Canada. I have 2 questions or 3, if time permits. One, I really I really connected when you say you lost 200 million, because that's kind of where I am now. So I wanted to know what are the practical steps that made you bounce back, especially from a real estate investment. I also wanted to know what are the opportunities to come under your mentorship. And the last one is, if you have a business idea, how do you go about it? I just heard you saying the right people. But if you know that this can be big, how do you practically go about it to get friends who can help out? Thank you.
Thank you. Question number 6.
Thank you for the opportunity. Well, actually, the 2 questions I have, they've already asked them. He asked one and he asked the other. But I want to say something here. Good morning, sir. Thank you for coming to Canada. I've been following you for a while, and there is this live you did with Dr. Cosmos that actually made me to be attached to you. And I want to tell you that whatever you are doing that is giving you this success story, continue in it. You know, I traveled like an hour to be here. And why I'm here is that I want to check out this man. Whether his life on internet is the same thing as his life in person. And honestly, everything is the same. Thank you for coming to Canada. Okay, so that you will know my question about coming under your mentorship, and also can you do what you are doing in the US and Canada?
Absolutely. Once you have the right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the questions. Definition of success for me at this phase is, can I replicate it in others? Right, so I'm at a phase in my life now where I'm more particular about being able to help other people succeed as well. Right, you are not a success until you can see your successors. Right, who are those you've poured into that are doing great? Who are those? Because it's no longer more about money. This money will make it, and we're making it. Right? It's all about how many more people can we point and say, we helped this person and he's here. Right? We touched this person and he's here. And so for me, that is the new definition of mentorship. The only thing is, I want it to count. Like I said, if you pay attention. Right? I want it to matter. I'm realizing that if there are no strong requirements, people, as you become famous, people just enjoy taking pictures with you. Yeah. And they're not ready to follow your path. Works. You understand what I'm talking about? It's just the paparazzi. Oh, I was a doctor still, you know. And that doesn't move me in any way. If you can tell me, I listened to your message and I moved from step A to step B, that gets me excited. Right? Recently, Bishop Oyedepo had to use my testimony to preach in church. And the same bishop that people don't have access to called me by himself. I didn't call him, he called me. And then invited me to his house. And then we spoke for 1 hour. Hey! Bishop Oyedepo. But that's really what success does. Because he's happy when I share that I've been following for over 20 years, my spiritual mentor. And that you mean what you learned from me help you to be where you are today? Wow, he was there, he said, your testimony will inspire millions all over the world. I want to share how your story will inspire many people. So a phase comes in your life that is what gives you joy. That this person I came, because you have no idea how I hate cold, how I hate the snow, right? Then I carry myself, come to Toronto, Canada. Am I making sense at all? With my money, pay for venue, pay for hall, pay for everything. I'm coming back, I think, a couple of weeks' time. My host is paying for everything. Right? And I charge $20,000 inside the hotel, flight, everything. And they're paying. Right? So if I then do all of that for free, and then 5 years from now, I can't hear people say, that sacrifice is worth it. I am a proof that the sacrifice you made that day was not in vain. So that for me is now the new definition of success. Right? So the next question is the biggest strength as an entrepreneur, and how do I leverage it? The first strength, one of the, there are many of my strengths, my superpower. One of them is I'm not scared to fail. Like I said, if I fail and you laugh at me, before you are done mocking me, I will have succeeded. And we will see who the laugh is on. Abi, we see who the laugh is on. I know some people were mocking me when I just started business. Right? In fact, literally one day tweeted at me that I'm always doing broadcast, disturbing him on, I sent too much email. And he went on Twitter and says, tell Steve Actel to stop spamming me every day. And I tweeted back, I said, I have not even started spamming. I just acquired some 3 million email database. And I'm about to start heavy marketing. And I remember saying that, I said, I am not ashamed of my hustle. This is what pays my bill. Right? I'm not ashamed. Right? I didn't come and steal. I only sent you email. And you don't like my email. Well, let's just say today, the same person is giving testimony of buying a $60,000 car on loan. And now I'm giving testimony of running a $200 million project.
Take your testimony.
Are we together now? So we all must learn to build resilience. People will talk. People will mock you. People will say anything as you rise to the top. And for many of you, mark my word, you've not heard anything. A day will come, you will read things about me. You say, is it the same man that came to Toronto? It looks like he's a different person. He's normal. The difference is that me, I was cooked up. As I started rising, I was meeting elders. Indeed, someone that is doing the kind of thing I'm doing, what should I expect? Dr. Cosmos, when he came to my house in Houston, said, get ready. FBI will come after you at some point. So they came after me in 1980. So I got a good lawyer. And I won after 2 years. Yeah, that's why for me, I'm not into all this perception to what's it, I don't do all of that. And some of you like it, some of you, 10 P's to success. It was a P. I tell you as it is. When I want to teach, I show you my scam. Yes, sir. Right? Because that's why we are here. We didn't get here by luck. I may be young, but I've seen. Right? I've seen. I was telling somebody, I said, there are few land we bought in Lagos that they didn't put ritual. We went there and we removed the ritual. Not that I'm no longer hungry, we have eaten the egg. Right? So, are we together? So you have to be tough if you're going to go far. So for me, one of my superpowers, I'm not afraid to fail. Right? We missed it somewhere, we go again till we get it. But I know at some point we will what? We'll get it. And that's my new message to our people of color. Let's learn to take risk. Those of us who are older, encourage your children to take risk. Stop overprotecting them. Anti-fragility. Don't go out. Don't do this. Don't do that. And yet, one day we'll now be using our son to mock and say, see your mate, see your mate, see your mate. See your mate. But you were the one that kept caging and be careful, be careful. Let them make their mistakes. Did any child ever walk without falling? No child. So, no great entrepreneur ever emerged without failing. There's none. So, fail forward, move on. The righteous fall. Yea, 7 times. He rise again. Rise, move, till you win. And that's my story, ladies and gentlemen. I kept failing till I won. And I'm still winning. And I'm still failing, and I'm still winning. I'm still failing, I'm still winning. And that, I will leave it at that. There are many other superpowers: being consistent, not giving up. Right? These are some of the things that I said. I just don't give up. And I mean, the last one, I'm hungry. Hey, your neighbor, you're hungry. Right? Somebody was talking, I was so impressed with your age and your success. I said, shut up. How old is Elon Musk? How old is Mark Zuckerberg? Don't give me some fake excitement. I'm not as rich as Mark Zuckerberg. How many more years is he older than I am? You see how we carry things, that the person must have a gray hair like Methuselah before he's successful. These are the problems we have as a people of color. Then you say, a great one. No, we are going far. We are going far. We are just about to start. We will redefine the definition of wealth. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, but we need to be hungry. Not that you have 3 cars in Canada and 2 houses. You won't let us rest. Every time in church, we celebrate God. Hallelujah. Just bought 1 new house. Glory to God. You can do more. 100 times more. Come on. 100 times more. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. In this Canada, you can employ 100 people. Yes. 200 people. Right? And when you talk, they know that black is not synonymous to lack. No, it's not. The Indians that are doing, do they have 2 heads? No. The Chinese that come to Canada and turn things around, they have 2 heads? No. So what is you and I doing? Some of you are telling me now, are you going to replicate the same thing? How about you? Can't you replicate it? You're already here. You're already here. Take up the challenge. I now have some mentees in Nigeria. True story. They will announce we need land in a social location. True story. And then they said they will call my team. Nobody will respond. Then as people will not tell the owner, can I start selling the Dr. Stephen I got the thing for? His staff are not responding. Can I start selling this small? One told me he's on his 4th estate now, under 6 months. He's already done over $1 billion in 6 months. And the initial plan was I'll get this land for Dr. Stephen. But the Dr. Stephen's staff were not responding. Maybe they got another one. And that's how he started his business. I have 2, 3, 4, 5 people like that. And they're doing so well. So some of you are looking at it, it's me that can do it. You too can do it. I don't have 2 heads. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you will fall, you will make mistakes, but you can do it. It's not that difficult. Right? The next is mentorship. Absolutely. I charge for mentorship. Right? There are 2. I recently announced I'm giving 40 people free. So my expensive mentorship is $20,000 for 6 months. So now I'm running a promo for free. I'm giving 40 CEOs. But your business must have done $100,000. So go to my Instagram and search for it. If your business has done up to $100,000 in 12 months, right, you see the process for free. I am giving you mentorship for your business. If you are among the first 40, right, we're taking 10 per region. I think they've exhausted the African region, so we have the North American region. So I'm doing the region where our businesses are. We're in Middle East, we're in Europe, we're in North America, and we're in Africa. Right, so we can apply. But I can assure you, yes, that's the secret. I stopped failing when I started getting mentors. I stopped failing. When I say failing, of course, we lose money and all, but the one that said it didn't crash, it stopped when I started getting, because they will tell you what to expect. Am I making sense to talk? Now, for example, will I have, just like what Dr. Cosmos had told me, will I have FBI coming after me and I'll be scared? When my mentor told me ahead. Is most of you read it in the news like, see, FBI is after, we knew. Right? Which, these things are normal. Right? If you do business at certain volume, are we together now? They want to check. Am I making sense at all? And you know there will be normal here and there something suspicious. In his own case, they came after him because he moved a huge amount of money to his wife's account. So he said he got to the airport, maybe in Atlanta or something. The FBI officer said, "Well, we're investigating for money laundering." He said, "It's my money. I didn't wash it." He didn't go to school. He said, "Even the FBI agent busted into laughter." I said, "No, we didn't say you washed it." Right? Would mean the source of this huge kind of money. At the end of the day, they even begged him to sign that he wasn't going to take them to court. There was an overzealous officer that just flagged those transactions. I'm not making sense at all. Yeah. So, but many of us now, did they hear an African is being investigated by FBI? In your mind, is guilty as such. Meanwhile, if he does real volume, then we check it. Right? Somebody will pick interest. Are we learning at all? Yeah. So, but when you have mentors, they have already told you what to expect and even the solution before it comes. So it then looks as if you don't fail anymore. But it's just because you have mentors. Does that make sense at all? Who are already guiding you, say, expect this one will come, expect this challenge can come. And when it comes, this is the step, this is the strategy, this is what I did when I passed this same corner. The other mentorship I have that I encourage all of you to do, if you can't afford the 20,000 one, is this one. Right? The Stinakitayo coaching today. So I created a platform called the Stinakitayo University. And I brought all these people to mentor people there. I'm not very excited about it. Right?
Round of applause. Round of applause.
This platform cost me over $1 million. So let me give you an idea, because you think it's a joke. I brought Grant Cardone twice, and each time was $50,000 for each of the courses he became. John Maxwell, $35,000. Robert Kiyosaki, $25,000. Should I continue? No. So, you have an opportunity to be part of it, and it's a much cheaper course. And you write the exam, quiz after every course. And once a month, I meet with everyone, and we guide. And there are so many programs there: e-commerce business, real estate business, forex, crypto, buying shares. It's a wealth university that gives you a lot of tools. So I encourage everyone to be part of it. I'm even giving right now 2,500 people free access as well, but there's a requirement as well. They make a donation. So I'm starting a food bank in Houston and Nigeria. So you make a donation, you get 3 months access instead of paying $1,000. So you can apply for that. Go to my page on Instagram or Facebook, you will see it. So I hope I've answered the question on mentorship. Right? So if you lose money, how do you bounce back? I think you need to look for those who have lost bigger money, right, to encourage you. This is the secret. Those are people bigger. When I was to start our $200 project, $200 million project in the US, I was really scared. It was the biggest single tax, one-time project I've ever tried to do. So I went to see President Obasanjo, and I shared the vision with him. I said, look, whatever it takes, do it. Right? The second person I went to see was Dr. Cosmos. And I guess he noticed I was really worried if I could pull it off. So he now started sharing with me. He said, this project is $1 billion. And when it was done, he said, this thing is a done deal. Right? Because by the time he shared with me, you understand what I'm saying? What he's doing that is way bigger than mine. Am I making sense at all? I got courage. Are we learning at all? The same way, when you meet somebody who has lost more money and they break down, like I told you, the gentleman I spoke to early this morning, he lost 89 million. In fact, when I was done, he too realized why I was angry. When he started, I said, how much is it? 89? I said, because of 89, you put your Instagram to private, you are scared of. He said, even in the street, he doesn't go out anyhow. 89 million. I said, if I have Koboko, I will flog you. Right? If you do that, let it be a bigger amount. And by the time I share with him a lot of experiences I've had losing money in business, he was inspired. While we were there, he changed his Instagram from private to public. Whoever will come out, I should come. Yeah, and these are just simple challenges in business. It wasn't to branding and all of that. I know how to just lose money and all that. These things are normal. Wake up. So, have a mentorship session. Everyone will pay per hour. Right? I charge per hour as well. Book a 1 hour session. And I promise you, we'll figure out the way out. The next is how to start a big idea. Start.
That's it.
Just start it. Right? Start it. Just start. You see, I always give this analogy. How many of you have done skydiving before?
No. You should not, we don't do that. We'll be scared of skydiving.
Now I agree that I am black outside, I am white inside. You know, I once did skydiving from 13,000 feet above the sea level. Right? And let me not deceive you. I was number 10. When the first person jumped, second person, by the time I got to my turn, I was scared too. Okay? When it was time to jump, I held the plane and not going. My coach had to push me. So, and then I fainted for like 5 seconds. When I realized I was still alive, then I opened one eye. I saw we were still far from the ground. I opened the second, then I started doing like this. So if you watch my video of skydiving, you see me do like this as if I was brave. At some point, I was scared. So I tell people, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is keep moving despite you are scared. Just keep going. And figure out how you're going to land on your way down. Right? If I knew everything it would take in this real estate business, I would not start. If I knew at some point I would lose money, I remember calling 2008, we were doing retreat, generally like this. I had 10 clients who had given me money for investment. And I was trying to buy land in Bezuleki. I saw opportunity in Bezuleki. The first land, we make deposit, we want to get signage. Tout will come. I said, you don't have land yet. I said, who did you pay to? We mentioned, I said, no, this one doesn't have land. It's just an agent. We did like that 3 times, lost a lot of money. So I remember calling 10 of my clients who we did like this kind of syndication. So I begging them, I lost your money. Give me another 6 months, I'll pay you back your capital and your interest. And you know how I felt almost dehumanized. I hope you know what you need to call someone. And you don't have someone that say, well, how did you lose the money? You said you understand real estate works and all that. I just felt so. But the discipline, the character to still call them, I knew was important. Right? Didn't matter, and I paid everybody. At the end of that year, we paid everybody their capital and their interest. Are we together now? Yeah. Are we together? Yeah. So I learned big time from those experiences. And I said to myself, if I had known I would lose money, I would go through all of that, will I have done it? No. But if I have not done it, will I be here? No. Will you even be here? No. Because I won't be able to even afford to bring you for a meeting like that. Right. So start. This whole fear, someone will steal my idea, is the first person, right, to run with the idea that is the owner. So all this someone is stealing your idea. Do you know how many ideas I have? I have a 50-year goal plan. I still have more than 100 ideas I cannot touch because I don't have the resources. So all this is still my idea. In fact, Elon Musk put it this way. So those who patent their ideas are mediocre entrepreneurs. If you are really good, it won't be easy to copy your idea. Because it's yours, you're original, you're authentic. It's yours. So start. Stop being afraid. Start anyhow, because there's this starting phase of that big idea. Right? Who can tell me the starting phase of being a prime minister? Anybody have an idea? No. And enter the pit. Enter the pit. You forgot the story of Joseph. Enter pit. That's the beginning. From pit to slavery. No, slavery. From slavery, you become ex-convict like Donald Trump. But that palace you enter. Can't you see what's going on now? Right? It was courage that we're talking about. The man knew that the way things are going, they will send me to jail. Whether I try it or not. So what do I have to lose? Let me attempt it. If I attempt it, what's that will happen? The best case will be, alright, I'll become the president, appeal the case. Even if I lose all the appeal, I'll pardon myself. How about that? Am I making sense at all? Courage. Courage, guys. So start. Look for the starting phase. The starting phase may not be glamorous. May look local. Look at Colonel Sanders, KFC. Who knows KFC? Old man, 60-something. 62. Started with $100. He knows how to fry chicken. And started with it. And today, see KFC, multi-billion-dollar franchise all over the world. Start somewhere. Start. It may not be glamorous. Colonel Sanders started with his kitchen in his own house. A global franchise. Start somewhere. Okay? Have I answered you? Yeah.
Please put your hands together for greatness. I love what Dr. said about mentorship. Please, I would like you to write this down.
For those of you who want to buy the book, you can go and start ordering now so we don't rush when we're done with the questions. So order, get it so I can sign once we're done answering all the questions.
Please write it down. Mentorship is the legal shortcut to success.
Let me give you guys a bonus. I think I have 9 books there. Anyone buying all the 9 books, Mr. Tyron, make sure you get their email and phone number. I'm giving them 3-month access. What's $1,000 to Istinata University?
Anyone with 9 books.
Anybody buying all the 9 books.
A round of applause. A round of applause. A round of applause.
It's a $1,000 bonus coaching for free.
Number 8. Number 7, yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Akintayo. It's a very big privilege to have you here. Such an invaluable knowledge you've deposited in us today. So grateful. So I have a very straightforward question. And my question is, how do we keep up with the momentum after we are out of here? For example, you said about which myself.
Good question.
Which myself and other people have.
Can we be a bit quiet at the back, please, so that we can hear him?
Yeah. For example, you said a lot which myself and I believe other people have really taken into consideration. For example, you talked about the credit system, OPM, OPT, going incorporated, which I believe, not even I believe I would most likely do once I step out of here. So my key question is, how do we keep up with the momentum? Because once we leave here, life kicks in. Couple of failures here and there, the drag, then you start thinking it's village people and the rest. So how do we keep it? How do we keep that action going? So that's my question. Thank you very much.
Beautiful question. Please let's clap for this question. I love that question.
Thank you. Number 8.
All right, thank you so much.
If we can have 2 people or 3 people help with the books so that I can move faster. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Dr. Steven.
I'm one of your followers on Facebook. I listen to most of your live broadcasts, but the one that touched me is your experience in Texas. The person that I have as my old mentor, he flew all the way from New Jersey to come and see you. That's the person of Dr. King's Akimande. So he was now telling me, I said, you are in Canada. He said, Iwan, if you don't go and see that man, you know, as in to a great extent, I can say that you are really a blessing to the Black nation.
Thank you.
All right. So my question is this: for some of us that are new, what is the best strategy for a beginner to start investing in real estate? Thank you.
Thank you. Number 9.
Good afternoon, Doctor. And good afternoon, everybody. Olawale Prince Ayediba. My question is twofold, and I also have one contribution. I've also been following you, I think, since 2020 during the pandemic. Stumbled on a video you and one man did in the US. I have forgotten the name of the man now. He said when he came, he was into care, stuff like that. Was employing people and stuff like that. He has his own agency like that. I've forgotten the story. Ever since I've been following as well. I'm a realtor from back home, from Nigeria. I started sometimes in 2010 before I left. Now, I'm also a realtor here. I'm into real estate investment. We have done quite a number of things. God has helped us. I have some of my investors around here. Did some other stuff with Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. My question and some of the challenges I've seen around our people boil down to knowledge and the ability to take risk. That you have addressed. I came in a little late because I missed the address. Kept driving all over town. So this is my question. How do you get people who are just coming up? How do you raise money? You talk about this, you bought that, you do that. How do you raise money for your business? How much of your own personal money is in the things you do? That's one. Number 2, how do you scale your business? Scale your business, you talk about, especially when you have to work with, multiple people. How do you scale it at that level? I'm not talking about business that is doing a turnover. Businesses are already doing a turnover of over $100,000. And then for people, I don't do land banking. I do more of property resale. And then we buy property. When I bought mine, it was an Indian woman that I went through a mentorship. You said something sometimes during one of your I think on Facebook or something that I held to. You were asking people, how much have you lost, how much have you lost, how much have you lost money? And then you said you started minimizing your loss when you begin to have mentors. So I key into that. I have not really have so much loss. And I've been privileged to do business in multiple millions of dollars and have portfolio of over $5 million here. I try to help our people to even get them houses. Then when I was buying mine, I bought my own because of my mentorship with $0 down. I had just $4,500 and I bought a property of $1 million. Property at highly expensive here, and I put down 20%. As at that time, I don't even have papers. So when you're buying as foreigner, they charge you a bit more. And the property I bought also have a cash flow. I have tenants that was paying the mortgage initially when I bought it. So we have our people understanding, okay, let's get to buy. Help over 25 people to buy. Then I wasn't an agent. But most especially are people when they don't follow instruction to the letter. Like you said, somebody wants to buy investment property. They want to buy something big. They are not looking at the location. a lot of them, as soon as they bought, interest rate begins to go up. So some of them that are paying mortgages of 5,000 begins to pay 10,000. Some of them 4,000 to 8,000. A lot of them couldn't cope, so they lost those money. And then, by and large, when Dr. Olumide Emmanuel came, we went to subscribe to his mentorship, and then he begins to give me, another direction on how to go about it, which we started. And to the glory of God, we were able to do 3 investment property last year, and 3 investment property last year. So my question, and also last year, the governor of Niger State came. I was the one that spoke to him on real estate, and he's trying to do something somewhere very close to Abuja. I'm not too familiar with those areas because I've left Nigeria quite some time now. So my question is the terrain in Nigeria, because we have principle that works here. Just like the problem I used to have it back then. When you bought land from somebody, your leader will take you there, some other people will come, they take the land away from you, and you are going back and forth, and people begin to drag you, especially when you have integrity. And so, if you are going to go into that, knowing fully well that these people don't have some kind of, they don't have a permanent policy. This government can come in right now, they gave you some kind of permit, because we are talking about projects of over $1 trillion. So, and how do you go into those kind of, especially with Nigerian system as it is right now, to make sure you are also secure? So this, I don't know if those my questions are too.
What's your name again?
My name is Praise.
Okay. Good question. I think I have 3 now, right?
Yes. And that's number 8, right? Number 9. Who is number 9? Number 9. Okay, so that's 3.
She's 10.
10. No, let's stick.
Okay, so beginners starting real estate, I believe is it. Okay, how to keep the momentum? Good question. I will say that success is not a destination but a journey. And it's important to understand that knowledge is also not a one-off thing. You have to constantly feed yourself. Eagle don't feed on dead meat. They feed on fresh kill. Lions don't feed on dead meat. They feed on fresh kill. If you want to fly high, if you want to rise high, you have to consume quality information, consistent, right? Have a rudiment of, say, every day, 2 hours audio book or a book I'm going to read, right? Those are the things that at some point mentally you are not in this run. I don't know that you understand. I don't know that you've been like that, where it's like you are floating. You are not with everybody else. You go, and that's where some of us are, where we can dare anything, right? Because if yes, you gossip about us and say we're biting too much, and it's your business. By the time you are done gossiping, you see that even if we didn't hit the ultimate, where will we land? We'll still be way higher than where you, the gossiper, is. Right? So, but those things, to sustain it, you have to constantly feed. Right? You have to constantly feed heavily. Number 2 is get a mentor at your level. If you can't afford me, somebody's at the back, he's already doing 5 million. Tell him to mentor you. Start there. Sometimes we have all these big people we look up to. I tell people, I say, start with their books. You may not be able to afford one-on-one with me, but for now, maybe my books, my video courses, but a day will come, you'll be able to afford me, I'll be able to afford you. When I talked about Robert Kiyosaki, I never could afford it until recently. Right? John Maxwell, I will read these people's book. But today I host them and pay. Right? And they can say, I'm proud of you. Right? I'm shocked that you said my story changed your life like this. Wow. You see? God bless you, my daughter. She's happy. Right? So, I will advise that that's what you want to do. You keep some of us as role model, and you look around. There are some people who may not be necessarily where we are, but what they are doing is already huge. Right? Start with them, because they too will get to where we are now. Right? I hope it makes sense. I tell people, I said, some people now want to start building relationship with Bishop Oyedepo as pastor. Maybe they are starting ministry. You know you have failed. Alright, as a pastor. You are starting ministry today, and then your mentor has to do Oyedepo. You know you have missed it. Because the people like Eneche, Reverend Sam, who are direct mentees of Oyedepo, did not start their relationship with Oyedepo today.
Yes.
They started 25 years ago. So where was Oyedepo 25 years ago? Where were they? You see the point now? So some of you have people who potentially, am I making sense at all, are going to be at the level of those who are all over media like us. And you have them, you're ignoring them. They're saying Dr. Stephen, who is in Houston, and if he lives in the air, you don't know where you will catch him. Right? So there are people around you that can start that relationship. Can I beg you not to leave here until you get a number of 10 people? You have no idea people sitting in this room. You have no idea. Get at least 10 people. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in this. One day is everybody's story change. One day. One day. Because the caliber of people here are people who take their life and finances serious. Nobody will enter snow and come here if they are not taking their finances serious. Do you agree with me? So at least 10 people get their contact and try and create a community of some sort. We'll try and build a WhatsApp group for all of you. Right? But community is the secret. If you have a community of hungry people, okay, you can't fail. The problem is that most of us, our friends are not as hungry as we are. Am I making sense at all? You need to see me talk to those who are my friends. They are hungry. Hungry. I hosted one of them on my podcast. I don't know if many of you watch it on my podcast. Right? His name is Topper Ushewe. He was a multi-billion real estate company. Hungry as hell. As hell. And this one makes money at all. But hungry like no man's business. So you need people like that. Not those who are complacent about their lives. You need people who tell you, our goal this year, 2025, is to do $10 million. You two say, well, we too. God will help us. You may not be able to announce your own number, but in your mind, say, that's my new friend. Am I making sense at all? The more he keeps talking, gradually, me too, I will keep increasing my vision. Right? But many of us, instead of surrounding ourselves with people like that, what do we do? We get jealous. Very arrogant. Why is he telling me $10 million? He wants to show off. That's why he said $10 million. Am I making sense at all? Don't do that. Rather, in your mind, say, I want to be close to someone like this. Me too, one day, this will be my normal reality. Please, those of us at the back, can we reduce our voice? Please, there's too much noise. So, next, how do I raise money for business? I can't share all of it here, but I encourage you. Mr. Praise, are you with me? Yeah. Is your question I'm answering now? Okay. Don't worry, continue what you're doing. Beginners starting phase in real estate. Go and look for a real estate developer to partner with. Are we together now? I did not start with my own real estate development. I started 15 years ago as a property agent, about 17 years now. I was selling for somebody else too. Today we've sold, by the grace of God, myself and my team, so over $1 billion worth of real estate. Right? I've sold more real estate for other people than I sold for myself until today. There's a scripture that says, if you are not faithful in that which is another man's, who will give you your own? Many of us have not rise to where we should rise because we are too selfish. Everything is about me. If it's not about me, I'm not interested. Some of us need to start betting visions for other people. And you watch how God will lift you. You see, pipe that passes water does not die of thirst. The water is passing through. So we all need to begin to see, how do I become the channel for water to pass through? How can I be the go-to guy for a billionaire? That should be your mindset. All this, I want to make money, I want to touch money. There are some things that are fundamental. Are we together now? One outside, you are starting your own seminar there. You started your own seminar. Are we together? So some things are fundamental. It will happen naturally. Am I making sense? It happens naturally. I realized that the customers does not have much of social media presence. I said, I want to handle that for you. Right? If I were to charge at least 100 million every year is what I would charge for. Got staff for it, got everything. Like 1 naira I didn't charge. You know, we got talking. Someone at his level does. I have written 45 books. He only had one book that someone wrote for him. I said, me and you will write it. We are launching next month. Just position that somebody greater than you can have more of their dreams realized through you, and you watch how you realize automatically. Because things you will have now been begging for, naturally you will be seeing it in your very eye. You have no idea what my eye has seen since I've started serving Dr. Cosmos. Things that even if we were to have sat down, you wouldn't remember to tell me. But what you like, I like so. We go replicate. It makes sense? Yeah. So for those who say I want to start, go and look for somebody doing real estate here. I say, sir, 6 months I want to serve you. Right? Even if it's part-time, because you work. Let me come weekends. Let me do hang around someone. That's the secret of the Jews. That's the secret of the Igbos. Go and serve someone. Serve. Tell your neighbor, serve someone. Serve someone. Tell another neighbor, say, if they don't use you, you don't use you. They don't use you, you don't use you. Tell they are using you. Exactly. All of you watch my Honest Bond podcast. Where I was saying, I said, even me, I want that good thing to use me as it is. Let him use. I want to be used anyhow. There's also that Elon Musk say, Steve, I want to use. Elon, I'm leaving your GTS. GTS, Emma, okay. I am now resuming in Elon Musk's house. Right? And I kid you not. Literally, I'll tell my company, they will be fine. Thank God I've even structured it that way. Don't need me much. I will be resuming in Elon Musk's house. Use me. Right? Because that's the only way to be what? Useful. So, the next question, how do you raise money for business? So, that's your question. I can't answer all of you today, so book a session. But I will start by saying, do syndication. But you see, syndication becomes easier based on the quality of relationship you have. Right? If you build your it's called social network. How many people can invest $1 million one time with you from your social network? How many people can do $10 million? Right? The goal is not that they did it. The first goal is you have people that can. Am I making sense of something? Right? Social what? Network. No, that's not the word. Social capital. Social capital, thank you. Social capital. The first thing is build your social capital. So one of the things I started doing when I realized I have this problem, I started building relationship with people that have needs. The goal wasn't that they should give me their money, but let me even have that interaction. So, am I answering your question? So, target, let's assume that how much is as your highest investor value? One time. 500,000. So, the goals now should be, I want to have somebody that can, not that they give me, but someone with the capacity to give me $10 million. Right? So I have, you can say I want 10 people in this category. Someone that can give me $5 million. I want what? 20 people in this category. Someone that can give me $1 million what? Dollars. I want what? 100 people in this category. That's how you start building your social capital. Naturally, without you forcing it. As you keep building healthy relationships, they'll be the one to call them. Maybe you are doing real estate. I have $1 million. Let me give it to you now. What will you give me? Right? But where we miss it is that we build relationship like that. The one in our mind is, I want to tell me that, but that's not how it works. There is no trust yet. Right? The relationship is new. They've not seen you as incident. Am I making sense with you? So, but if you go about it, I just need them to be in my social affairs. Naturally, the day those money will start coming, you won't even believe. In some cases, do you know it's not even them that give, it's their friend. Because their friend thinks they gave you. Right? So the way is, I know. Do you know there are people now who say, if one of my friends said, a guy calling from me, I said, you know that statement that Dr. Cosmos gave you $100 million. Bah! Said the way he supported the guy. Said, that's why he's buying property all over the world. Not importing with money. and my friend knows that there's something like that. He didn't even know how to deny. He just said, He just said, That's what he just did. But I said, it's better they think the Cocos will give money before they, oh boy, it seems it's scam, it's yahoo. I mean, it's better you think a rich man gave me money than to think otherwise. Right? So I even prefer that. So many of them, even their friends, they will tell me, when you people are close, I know there's a lot of deal. Oh yeah, me too. Let's do something. Right? So, but the thing is, build a good, healthy relationship. This December, how many people got your hamper? One of those who got my hamper, said to me, this is the best hamper I've ever gotten. You know how to pack hamper. This is rich. In this Canada, who were those you say hamper to? That's how you build your social fair. Right? They are the kind of people, am I making sense of job? Do you know there are some very rich people that eventually when we now met, they say, by the way, thank you, I think 2 years ago you sent me a gift. How come they didn't reach out to me? They got the gift too. 2 years later, I said, you sent me a gift 2 years ago. Thank you for that. Right? Are we learning here? I hope I've answered you. But in the meantime, while you're waiting for all these rich people, strengthen your current network. Add more value to them. Get them to want to tell more people. Get testimonials from those who are giving 500K, 100,000, 10,000. Tell them, are you willing to give me a testimony video? Put it out on social media. It's also how you build your social capital. Right? Let people who have had interaction, am I making sense at all? Begin to talk about the impact. Like I hope my team are here, all of you here now, they will take your testimony of this meeting and we'll put it out there. That's how you grow. Anybody, you help somebody, they learn something, let them talk about it. Right? And we don't do this enough in our community. Power of testimony. We don't do it enough. Right? We don't do it enough. So, then the last way, how to raise money. begin to build, so get a CFO. Right. So I handed over our company to a group CEO who is an investment banker of over 20 years last year. Right. I'm now the chairman of the company. So at some point, bring people who have experience of what we call institutional funding. Are we together now? Bring them into the company. Because they are the ones that can scale. You have started with hustle. Right? It's those ones who have understanding of institutional funding who can now start reaching out to banks, reaching out to institutions, right? To take the business to the next level. I hope I'm answering your question right. So those are just syndication, which you're already doing, right? Bring in professionals who will now start positioning you for institutional funding. Get more high net worth in your social capital, mentorship, which you already know. Okay, you need quality mentorship. I love that you started with Dr. Cosmos. Book my own too. Book my own too. And let's say, when you come to knowledge, it's never too much, right? The more, the better, because everybody has different angle, right, to the entire thing. But there are some more that we may not be able to share here, but a lot of easy. You're already doing one, you can scale it way better, in a way better position. But the question is, are you hungry? If you're hungry, how far? The last one is Nigeria. For Nigeria, it's about network. It's about network. Our land business, the chairman of our advisory board is a former IG of police. We have military generals, we have retired judges. Right? We had to arm our Nigerian business to the teeth. Media is another angle. So it's not easy doing business in Nigeria, but it can be done. I'm a proof of that. And I'm willing to teach you. But some of those things are private conversations. They are private. Because if you put it out on social media now, the way your story will land. It's another thing. But they are not just being honest. Running business in Nigeria, it's a whole different kettle of fish. Right? So you really have to be strong, you really have to be firm, you have to be dogged, and you need to have tough skin, because they will drag you. And most of it are lies. No truth whatsoever. But people would, at some point I had to do a press conference, invite almost all media houses. I said, look, final warning. If you guys carry fake news about me, I will literally, and I showed them somebody, I literally took to court. He landed a cricket. So there's a story going on about me now. No media has carried it. And it's fake. Because they won't do their investigation.
Exactly.
And then before you know it, the media houses too will now, and it's the media house that will now put the authenticity on it.
Exactly.
Because anybody can just carry any story now. The guy carried the news then, but he went to jail. Said he got a court order and was showing court document that he stopped a criminal enterprise in Abuja. And that was a week after I launched one of our estates in Abuja. Right? People expect me to reply. I didn't reply. We took it up legally. In fact, I was the one begging at the end of the day for him to be released. Right? I was waiting. It's taking too long. Right? I'm sure he learned his lesson. Because people will just drag you. And sometimes, this is the person fighting you. But you will go online and look for anybody who is displeased with you. Go and talk to them. Give them money. right, to pick up the so-called fights. They said, so you even see the hand of the real person fighting. Like that boy is not the one that had issue with me. It was another guy in Dubai that scammed us $1 million that used him. It was even his lawyer. Spawned everything, and now one put his head. Right. So running business in Nigeria is a tough one. Very tough, but you can do it. And the money is not here. It's in Nigeria. Trust me. Even if it's $10 million, $30 million, it's not here. It's back at home. Because all you can touch in Nigeria. It's real money. I laugh sometimes when I meet Nigerians in diaspora. $50,000! That's it. I just say, well, I think some people took me serious. Didn't take me serious until we started our Houston project. It's at that point, we have been underrated this guy. Because some of the movie he made, we have been here 30 years, we couldn't do it. Because, you people easily underrate this Naira, the Nigerian people. God will help us. But there's money in Nigeria. And we can make it happen. Let's just work on a one-on-one mentorship.
Put your hands together. If that applause was for you, I think it's too much, but if it's for Dr. Benjamin, one is standing before. Thank you, sir.
Are we done? We have 3 more?
Yeah.
3 more, no more, so we can go. I've tried, haven't I? Okay. 3 more, we're done.
Good afternoon, Dr. Stephen. I'm super excited to be here, and the grace in the room is solid. Thank you so much. My name is Uluwadamilare Tibitope from Akonelide Yoruba, a Yoruba language coaching
platform. You've been chasing me all over the world.
I'm sorry.
No, nice meeting you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. My question is this. While you were talking, you said you have registered your business, like 10 business that you have registered. And I'm just like 12 months here in Canada. I've also tried to register this business. And it's tough.
To register business in Canada?
No, I mean to connect with people and get them to see.
We have 50 people here.
That is one of the reasons why I'm here. They should see me and know me.
She teaches children how to speak Yoruba. So if you are a Yoruba person and you want to teach your children, she's the best person.
Thank you so much. Please, did you record that? Thank you, Doctor. So, and then you said, when you were writing on this side, you said, some of us, you want to sell big, you want to sell bad, you want to sell everything. So how do we strike a balance when you have different ideas and then you don't want to make mistakes? Like, I also have other idea of this language thing that I'm doing. I want to add a product part, to it. And I don't want to go wrong. I don't want to she's everywhere. But now that I have seen you are the role model. I will be everywhere. As I'm selling this, I'm selling that. So, Doctor, please, what do you think I can do, or how do I go about it such that I will deliver excellence, service either as a service provider or as a product marketer. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Number 11. Okay. Thank you very, very, very much, Dr. Akintayo. This has been an incredible source of education, information, encouragement, inspiration, empowerment, and certainly significant impact. And I want to especially welcome you to Canada. I've been in Canada now for 13 years. And before that, I lived in the UK for about 10 years. And before that, I was obviously in Nigeria. I grew up in Nigeria.
proud of our heritage, and it's amazing to see all that you have done and have accomplished. Real estate has been a passion that I've had for about 20 years. Invested in the UK, moved to Canada, invested here, participated in quite a bit of syndication. Mr. Aziz and I are part of a network, real estate investing network, where every member of that network is actually called an eagle. So when I started following you and I found out that you're called the eagle, I had to doff my cap to you. Those who understand the power of an eagle and the characteristics of an eagle certainly will identify with what you've done. So, we've done a number of syndications. In fact, the syndications that we've done recently in Canada are usually tagged as Eagle. The last one we did was a 44-unit apartment building, brand new, that will be acquired in January 2024.
Impressive. Please clap for them, because this is what I want to hear. We coming together and doing things like this. Good.
And we call that the Eagle Expansion project. The one before that was a 24-unit, brand new 24-unit apartment building, again syndication.
Beautiful.
And that was called the Eagle's Flight building. And the majority of investors there were people of color, of our heritage.
Beautiful.
So I'm extremely passionate about this. I have 2 questions for you, but I wanted to put this out there because, and first I will just share a story that I believe I was inspired and led to reflect on a few days ago. And I believe it's in Genesis chapter 9, I think. For people who know the story anyway, because it's a worldwide story. It's the story of building the Tower of Babel. And that story started with the fact that at the time in the world, whether you believe it's, depending on what your faith is, whether you believe it's fiction or it's non-fiction, I believe it was non-fiction, it was real. Everybody on the face of the earth at that time